Time for some refinements. If I haven't done it already, it is long overdue for me to figure out anything that needs to happen in my tables to make them better. For instance, I know that account type is limited. In fact, if I look at the data, I can see there's standard, retirement, corporate, or deluxe. Those are the choices. So it'd really be nice to have a lookup so that it would help me to type those in and not to make any mistakes. So I'm going to just do a lookup and I'm going to type in the values. So retirement and standard, corporate, and deluxe. Okay, looks good. Let's see how that works now. So if I'm going to be typing one in, I can just type the first letter and it's going to pop up. I can see also that assets doesn't look like currency. Let me just make sure. Part of this is because I was trying to create my tables and type my data in while you weren't watching. Okay, so currency. I also don't need currency to be formatted with decimal places because those are going to be huge numbers. I don't want pennies showing up. So, yep, that looks better. And I could do some data validation for gender. And you have to decide if you want M or F, or maybe if you want to be a little broader than that these days, depending on who you're reporting this information to. You might want some different categories, but for now, M or F works well for the data validation rule. I don't have any text in there. Please enter only an M or an F. That'll work. So if I want to see how that's working, I could try to type in a P and I get the message that I just typed in. Okay, and I'll escape. Okay, that seems good. Let's take a look at consultants and see if there's anything I could do in there. Let's see. It's, yeah, so phone, that input mask needs to be there. I'm just going to do that quickly. Once I pick the right one, that's going to work. I've got date, I've got status. Oh, status I could do a lookup field too because it's partner or associate. So let's do that. Okay. And I know it's worked, but I'll just go ahead and look. Good. Okay, pretty sure that that is going to be good. So the last step really is to create a switchboard. Now I created one here that looks quite nice. I've only asked it to show four things. One is to view consultants, that opens the consultant table. One is to view clients, that opens the client table. One is to view the clients by consultant report, and one is to view the retirement accounts report. I'll click on that one so you can see it just opens the report. You can't have a close report button the way you can have a close form button, but I'm going to add those close form buttons here so you can see. Let me do that again. And actually, I'm going to copy that with a Control C, and I'm going to open up the consultants form, and I'm going to do a Control V and paste that right in there too. Whoops, did you see that? Sometimes when you have a control that's big like that, you gotta make it smaller so you have room to put a button. Okay, so that works. And I have to go to Form View to make this one work. Yep. And then I have this nice switchboard. And if I want to make sure that the switchboard is the first thing that people see when they open it up, when they open up this file, I go to the Access Options under Current Database and I say, please display the switchboard, and say OK. And it always tells me it won't work until I close the file and reopen it. So So I'll do that. And let's see. There we go. So the switchboard comes up first. I could also put another button on the switchboard. Let me just make space for an extra button. And I could put one here that just closes the whole database. So that's an application button, and it says quit application, and I'm gonna change that text. I'm gonna say something like close access, because that's really what it'll do. And I'll choose finish. Now you can see that this button doesn't look like my other buttons, and all of them started out different sizes with different looks. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to format paint on. So I'm going to click on one that looks good, click on the format painter, and click on the one that doesn't look as good. So I've got the formatting on there, and now I'm actually going to select all my buttons, and I'm going to go to the Arrange tab. I'll choose size to the widest, and I will align on the left. And I will also click size and equal vertical size. That makes them all have equal space between them. Okay, I'm going to close that, and I'm going to go to form view. So I'm going to close access. Yep, that worked really well. So I open it, and I've got lots of choices. If I want to see my clients, I can do that. I can close the form. This database isn't the most exciting database in the world, but those really are all the steps to making sure that you've created a database that is going to fit the needs that are being asked for.